Hey guys, so as you can probably tell by the title of this video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about an update on our potential teenage adoption. So we went to our paper staffing, which was last Friday, and they told us all the information that they thought was pertinent for us to know about the teenager that we're looking at. And it was stuff that it was pretty much the same stuff that they had told us in the profile that they sent us. And I thought that we were going to go and they were going to ask us a lot of questions about us, like what kind of parenting style we have and, you know, how we would deal with certain things. It wasn't really like that. It was more them like just telling us kind of how the teenager's been doing. So it wasn't really an interview for us so much as just more information. So we went, and then they gave us 24 hours, so we had until Monday because of the weekend. They gave us 24 hours to decide, which I thought was a little strange. And they also told us, like, if we needed more time to talk about it or if we had any questions, they would, you know, we could have more time for them to answer those questions and stuff. But so we had to go and talk to the girls just because our girls haven't, we had told them that we weren't getting her, and now it looks like, you know, we could. So we talked to the girls, and the girls decided that they were still on board, and so we are going to move forward with the process, and the hope is that she would be in our home by the end of October. So yeah, I don't know, the family that she's with now, she seems to be settling with quite a bit, and so this transition may uproot her and they may see a lot more behavior, so we'll have to see. But it doesn't appear that she's having anything that we couldn't handle based on what they've told us, that there's not really anything that she's doing that is more drastic than what our kids are doing, and a lot of it is just normal teenage behavior, like a ton of it is. So yeah, so we're in the process of waiting. I think they are going to let her know that we have said that we're going to move forward with her, and I think they're going to do that today, and then we have to set up a time when we can meet her, which I'm hoping is sooner rather than later, because this poor kid is going to find out that about us, and then it's however long it's going to take for us to meet her. It's just, I'd rather them like tell her and then like call us or call me or what, just so somebody could talk to her, so she know, like, she has a feeling about us, you know, because right now we're just a name, and like they haven't even shown her any pictures of us. She has no idea what we look like, anything like that. She knows that we have 2 kids. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not really certain about how all of this works. Honestly, I feel a little bit like everybody acts like this is going to be the worst thing in the world, but the thing is, like, everybody has stuff in their life that they have to deal with, and the human, you know, being as a whole, you figure out how to overcome it, and these kids are no different. Like, it's going to be okay. But as planners and as, you know, someone like me, it's like, okay, well, we have to go through the worst case scenario so we're prepared. So I don't know. We're just really excited about meeting her, and I'm really, like, I just wish there was a way for me to, like, comfort her and let her know that everything's going to be all right. But there's nothing that I can do right now. So I guess I can tell you guys, she's a freshman in high school. So I was 16 when she was born. I don't know if I said that in my last video, but so the parenting situation, she was really wanting to be the youngest because she wanted to have older siblings to like kind of mentor her and like so that she'd have someone to talk to, I guess. But the team is kind of like thinking that, you know, we're not that far apart in age, so she may not need that as much because we are so much younger. The placement that she's with right now, they're in their 70s, so which they're very, I mean, young looking. If you met them, you wouldn't think that they were that old. I mean, you would know they were older, but not that old. So they, you know, and it seems like they have similar views as me and John, so that's good. She's going to be transitioning into a home with a similar outlook on things. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. So I was looking for videos about like teenage adoption, and because I wanted to see like what people have experienced and that kind of thing, and I found a few, but nothing like descriptive. So I'm hoping that this will kind of fill that void a little bit, like if you're looking to adopt a teenager and what that looks like. And so she is still currently in state custody, so she's in the foster care system, but she wouldn't be a foster placement for us, if that makes sense, because the plan would be adoption. So it would move a lot more quickly than our girls' adoption did, just because there's no like case plan of reunification and all this other stuff. It's just she's going to live with us and be our child, and that's it. So, and like I said, I think I said this in the last video, but I'll say it again. She has a choice because of her age. So we could get to adoption day and her be like, nope, I don't want to be adopted by these people. The team doesn't think that's going to happen. I don't think it would happen, but it's a possibility. So those are some of the things that you deal with a teenager that you wouldn't have to deal with a younger child, a younger adoption. But as far as like the legal aspect of it goes, they have more of a say. And ideally, you want the younger kids to want to be adopted too. Like our girls, they wanted to go home, but it's like, well, that's not an option. So where would you want to go? And then they were like, well, we'd want to stay with them, and they said they want to stay with us. So yeah, it's just, it can be complicated with a teenager, but there's not really anywhere else. They were saying that like they don't think she would do that because there's nowhere else for her to go. Like there's no other place that she could go live. So yeah. And as far as like the family that has her now and why they're not really, they were willing to adopt her if no one else was going to, like, they just didn't feel like they were the family for her. Like, that sounds really bad. That's not what I mean. Like, because of their age, so like they're older, and they don't have any kids living with them, and they're just, where they're at in life is not the best place to be parenting a teenager, if that makes sense. And so they felt like they weren't the best option. Now, I will tell you this. If you are that age, or you are that person, and you are considering adopting a teenager, and you think that you're not good enough, or your lifestyle isn't conducive to a teenager, but you really want to help them out, do it. Just do it. Like, they need a home. And like, this girl has bonded with these people, and she's been calming down, and her behaviors have been cooling off. And so I don't know if these people are, you know, starting to kind of realize that maybe they could do this or whatever, but they think that it would be better for her to be with a family that is more active and gets out there more. But if we hadn't presented ourselves, or if the other family that they were looking at hadn't presented themselves and it went on much longer, I'm pretty sure they said that they would have adopted her if that's what needed to happen. So I don't know, just, I wouldn't let your circumstances dictate your thought process on adoption. Like, I would just, if you, obviously if you can't support another life, then you shouldn't be doing it. But like if it's oh, we're too old, or we're too young, or we're too if you have a room in your home and you have time in your life to deal with a child, you should do it, no matter the age. If that's what you're being called to do, then you should do it, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. Yeah, I'm about to go on base, so I will pick this back up later.